For a live radio show here. That's about as close as I've ever cut it here.
You're a busy man, Frank. You know, you got to make that Benjamin, bro.
Benjamin's, Ryan. Benjamin's.
Cheddar.
Yeah, that's right. So we start with the butter and we end with the cheddar, don't we? So it's going to be a great show today. If you guys have never listened to the Business Happy Hour, I'll tell you a little bit about us. We are three successful business owners who come together every Wednesday live at 11 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ to talk business, entrepreneurship, and what is going on in your life as a business owner. And if you missed the show or you don't like listening to us on this station, you can listen to us on 970 WFLA on Sunday mornings, bright and early. So in studio, I have my two co-hosts, Ryan Pelky, the owner of Tampa Bay Plumbers. How are we doing, Ryan?
Phenomenal.
Having a good week?
Yeah, good and bad. I mean, I've had my fire hat on pretty much the entire week. So I hate putting out fires. That's my least favorite thing that I do. But
sometimes that's the job of the boss, though.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, I always tell people I don't own a business. I'm just a firefighter.
That's right.
And
that's all I do every day.
And it really shouldn't be that way. And the sad part of it is it's all been completely avoidable. It's all been communication related for the most part.
Right.
It's not performance related or guys not knowing what they're doing. It's just stuff like that can be completely prevented. So I just asked someone in my staff to order me a fire hat from Amazon.
Did you really?
Yeah, and so tomorrow I'm going to put that hat on them and say, look, it's your job to make sure I don't have to wear this.
That was actually Doug's idea.
Yeah, because I said fire truck.
Yeah, right.
The fire truck's a lot harder to get into.
Ryan usually takes it to the next level. He's like, I'm actually going to buy a truck. I'm going to put it in the front.
Hey, actually, one of my friends, he has Eco Green. That's what he bought, a giant green truck. It's an old fire truck and used that for a pressure washing company.
That's
a great idea,
water, right?
That's a great idea.
Exactly. He's the tanks and everything. It's awesome.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, or they could hook up to the hose.
I think those probably hold like 6,000 to 8,000 gallons of water.
Yeah, it's huge. And then he has all the rigs on and everything. It's a pretty cool. And it's lime green.
Is that in town?
Yeah, Eco Green.
I think I've seen that.
My buddy
brilliant.
Gary.
I think my son's like, look, it's a green fire truck. I was like, fire trucks aren't green, son. Unless you're one of those guys. So if you guys want to be a guest on the show, there's a couple ways to do it. We love having you in here. You can email us if you would like to be a guest, or maybe there's somebody you think would be a great guest on the show, preferably someone in business or an entrepreneur or someone who's a business staple in the community. Last week we had on Rita Lohman, president of Pilot Bank. She was a great guest, very, very interesting. Has a book, Farm to the Boardroom. Farm to the Boardroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, Farm to the Boardroom. So if you guys want to email us to be a guest, it is BHH, that's for Business Happy Hour, BHHIHeart at gmail.com. That's BHHIHeart at gmail.com. Or if you want to call, don't forget it is a live show. You guys can call with your comments or questions anytime. It's 877. Oh, wait, Gary, what's the number, Gary? Gary was out last week.
It's 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
There we go. Gotta love Gary's
Gotta
radio
have that
voice.
infomercial voice going there.
Gotta have it. If you couldn't understand infomercial, that's 877-897-TALK. So, all right, guys. We're starting the show off. It's an exciting show. It's a different show today. I'm not going to tell you who our guest is yet, but I am going to ask you some questions. Let me ask you, how many times you guys been watching TV or you're sitting there in your living room and you're doing something and you saw something happen or something you watch and you said, man, if only somebody would invent this or that to prevent that from happening. Or did you follow up by saying, man, if I invented this, I could be a millionaire? Let me ask you, how many times did you say that, but how many times did you take action after saying that? We've all had good ideas before, and throughout our lives, we've all thought of little inventions that would make the lives of us or other people easier, inventions that would solve a problem for somebody, but it's very rare that any of us actually take action on these ideas. So taking it a step further, how many of you have come up with an idea, didn't do anything about it, and then a number of years later, you're walking around a store, you're watching TV, and bam, that invention is right in front of your face, exactly what you came up with. How does that make you feel? I can remember a time, a very, very vivid experience in college. I was around that time when the first Spider-Man movies were coming out. The very first Spider-Man movie came out. I can't remember the actor's name, that young guy. But it was shortly before Halloween. And, of course, Spider-Man was the craze again. Everybody wanted to dress as Spider-Man, so they're getting the costumes. And, yeah, those skin-tight costumes were pretty cool, along with all the fake muscles and all that. But, yeah, I like the fake muscles part. But what was the real cool thing about Spider-Man? It wasn't that he could climb buildings or stick to things. Hell no. What was cool about being Spider-Man was you could sling that web from your wrist. Remember that? You could sling it. You could catch people. You could sling from building to building, go around, big cities. And it was the coolest thing ever about Spider-Man. So when I'm sitting on my couch, it was actually my fraternity house back with Ryan. And I thought, man, with all these stupid Spider-Man costumes, why can't they sling webs? So I came up with this idea of a web slinger. And it used silly string. All right, and I even drew it up. I designed it. I wrote everything down. I figured out how you could depress the lever on the silly string, depress the little thing backwards using a lever that you could activate exactly like Spider-Man did. Remember what he did with his 2 fingers?
Yeah.
And he pointed the other fingers out, kind of like a little Vulcan-looking thing, and he squirted it at you. I mean, this thing was beautiful. I designed the whole thing. What did I do with it? Nothing. Absolutely
I think my
nothing.
son actually has one of those.
But
Then you see it on the shelf.
So 2 years later, still in college, I'm walking through Walmart with who's my wife now, and the damn thing is right in front of me. I'm talking identical to my drawing. So I'm thinking, somebody stole my idea. Somebody stole that from me. But wait a minute. How could somebody steal an idea that I never did anything with? All right, that's a college mentality right there. So you see the problem here, guys, is all I had was a good idea. Forget that. I had a great idea. Clearly, I had a great idea, but I failed to do anything about it. I didn't take the time to do anything. I didn't take the time to design it. I didn't look into a patent. All I had was some cool pictures and some from my friends who thought it would be a $1 million idea. Well, somebody probably did make millions of dollars on that. Now, they say the most important thing when coming up with a new idea or a business product is to solve a problem. And there's no shortages of problems in this world. However, we do have a shortage of people willing to take the time and energy to solve those problems. So today we're going to meet one of those guys who did devote his time and energy to solving this type of problem. Our guest today recognized that there's a real issue with infants dying in hot cars, especially right here in Florida. Some of you might think, how can someone be so stupid to leave their baby in the car? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever left your keys in the car? Have you ever just simply walked out of the house and forgot something? I did 2 days ago. I wear my watches every day, and I forgot to wear a watch. And I got halfway down the street, and damn it, I had to turn around and go back and get it. So forgetting the baby in the car, in my opinion, is scientifically no different than forgetting the keys in the car or forgetting your wallet. It's the same brain mechanisms in chemistry that make us forget our keys. They're going to make us maybe forget our baby in the car. So with all of these technologies, why don't we have something that helps us forget? We do. I'm proud to introduce a man who came up with an idea that will hopefully save hundreds, if not thousands, of children's lives in the future. Our guest today is Fadi Shama. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So Fadi Shama, he's the inventor of Sense-A-Life. Him and his partner designed a product that will help alert distracted parents if they accidentally leave their child in the car. He recognized the problem and came up with a very simple solution to it. We're going to spend today's show talking about not only what product he designed, but how did he go about doing it. In the Business Happy Hour, we like to talk about the business side of things as much as the invention. We're going to find out what hurdles he went through. What did he have to overcome? What type of knowledge and resources did it take to do this? The patents, the designs, the product. What kind of money did it take to do this type of thing? We're going to find out what it takes to go from that college couch idea to an actual product that can save lives. So without further ado, Fadi Shama, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
All right. So I want to. How much time do I have? I got a minute here. So let's let you start a little bit. I'd like to know some of your story because you're not just an inventor guy. There's some guys out there that call themselves inventors, and that's all they do is they invent products and they take chances. But this was not your goal in the beginning. You had a whole different life. You can start wherever you want, but I'd like to hear how you got to where you are.
Absolutely. It was almost by accident, but it all started because there was a need for something. Originally, I'm from Virginia area, and I went to the University of Virginia for undergrad and VCU for pharmacy school. So I am a pharmacist by trade, and I've worked as a pharmacist for 11 years. And when I moved to Tampa and had my first child, my neighbor happened to be somebody who is very enthusiastic, and his name is Jim Friedman. I want to give him a shout out because without him and my other partner, Masood Hussein, we wouldn't be here right now. We kept hearing all these stories, and we said, hey, there's a need for this. Too many children are dying or being hurt, being left in these hot cars, and Jim is a great engineer who likes to invent things, so let's come up with a permanent solution for this globally growing problem. And that's where it all started.
So 36 kids die a year, roughly?
36, and last year, unfortunately, we set the record with over 50.
Wow.
So 1 every 8 days dies in this country alone, not considering the hundreds of thousands around the world that are injured or just unaccounted for.
I just find it weird that you equate it to like leaving your keys in the car. I just can't imagine leaving my keys.
That's
in
what
the
I
car.
saw in that article too. That there's a psychologist actually. I read the article that said that it's not much different.
That's crazy.
Just like when we drive off and we leave the cup of coffee on top of the car.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Or how about the, my wife did this the other day. I never let it down. She left the gas cap open hanging out of the car, driving down the street.
Yeah, I think technology obviously is it interferes with the way we do things because we're so focused on our phone or focused on that. And
Distraction.
You know what, Frank,
Huge
you brought a
distraction.
great example. That right there, the fuel cap. Most cars tell you now. Whoop, you got a red exclamation point on your dash that indicates that you left your fuel can, your fuel open.
That is right. And
So, I mean,
that's
same thing.
No
Same thing,
different
yeah,
than
no
what
different than
Fadi's
that.
done over here. So, guys, this is the Business Happy Hour. We have to take a quick break and go to commercial. When we get back, we're going to hear more from Fadi Shama. Him and I share something way back in our past that got us started in sales. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to go into the product Sense a Life. And that's Sense, SENSALIFE.com. Stay tuned on the Business Happy Hour with Frank, Ryan, and Doug. We'll be back in just a minute. This is Frank Coto, president of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com, your no junk fee mortgage lender. If you're a veteran and you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, please visit 813mortgage.com today and complete your fast, free 5-minute VA loan application. My team will approve you in less than 24 hours, and we will beat any written loan estimate from any other bank. Thank you to all of our customers who made us the #1 mortgage lender in Tampa over the last 19 years. Call 813mortgage today, and don't forget, you drop the E, we'll drop your fee. Have all the rain and storms this year left your roof unprotected? Do you need an honest, reliable, and trustworthy roofing company? Call Suncoast Roofing Solutions today at 813-283-2544 for a free evaluation and no obligation estimate. You'll appreciate their personalized solutions and no pressure consultants. You can find Suncoast Roofing Solutions on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first.
Hey, are you a plumber in Tampa Bay or know a plumber looking for a great career change? Tampa Bay Plumbers is looking for several qualified service plumbers with top compensation packages between $75,000 and $100,000 per year, offering paid holidays, vacation pay, major medical, and unbeatable work environment. We are the highest rated company because of our plumbers, and we want you to join our team today. Call 813-PLUMBER. That's 813-PLUMBER. Remember, plumbing problems are no problem for Tampa Bay Plumbers.
The biggest stars in music are coming together for the 2019 iHeartRadio Music Awards on Fox.
Y'all having fun yet?
Hosted by the Masked Singer winner T-Pain, and with can't-miss performances by Ariana Grande,
I like it and that's what I get.
Alicia Keys, Halsey, John Legend, Casey Musgraves, Garth Brooks.
Could I have the envelope, please?
Plus, a special appearance by Taylor Swift.
Are you ready for it?
And the iHeartRadio Music Award goes to...
You guys voted. Thank you, iHeartRadio. You guys are amazing.
Tune into Fox tomorrow night at 8 p.m. 7 Central for the 2019 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/ship. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/ship. That's 4hims.com/ship for your first month for just $5. 4hims.com/ship.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Weekends on Talk Radio. I know what you're thinking. All ball games or best of shows. My name is Bill Handel, and my show, Handel on the Law, is fresh every weekend. On Handel on the Law, I offer marginal legal advice in an entertaining, that's a medical fact, 3-hour show. I'm the reason you want to turn on your radio this weekend. Just ask my mother. Don't miss Handel on the Law, Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5, here on 1250 WHNZ.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. If you guys missed our intro, we are 3 successful business guys that come together every Wednesday to talk about our businesses and trials and tribulations, and today is no exception. Frank, myself, Ryan, and Doug, we're talking with Fatty Shama. He is the co-founder, co-inventor of Sense-A-Life. Let me correct myself before. It's SenseALife.com, right? Sense-A-Life.com.
Sense-A-Life, save a life.
Sense-A-Life, save a life. And he said something during the break, which I'm sure you've all heard a lot, which is, if you can invent something that saves one life, you've accomplished your goal. And I think what they've come up with is something that's absolutely going to save lives. You may have already saved lives because you're already on the market.
Absolutely. Right, we have over 200 people that are currently testing them and buying. We've sold anywhere from Canada, obviously in the USA, to all the way to Australia. There was a hot car death just last week, and that brought a lot of news in Australia because it is their summer season.
Right.
So we have a lot of orders going that way, and hopefully many more around the U.S. and globally. We have over 20 countries that are asking for distribution as we speak.
Nice. So the product itself, let's explain to the listeners, what exactly does the product do?
Okay. We simplified it. Over the last 3 years, it took so long to get to market because we engineered a product that we wanted as a permanent solution. So we made it completely wireless, easy to use, even for grandma who constantly watches our children. And this last death that happened in Australia happened to be a grandma that was watching the kids, giving the parents a break, and just slipped mine for 5 minutes, and she finally remembered. And when she went out there to the car, it was too late. So we wanted something.
The worst way to die.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah,
it's a hot oven, and even if you leave the window cracked a bit, the greenhouse effect is too strong. So people think that leaving the windows cracked that will help. It won't. Even if you go into the store for 5 minutes, serious damage can happen because the child's body is 3 to 4 times more sensitive than ours. So it takes very little.
Plus, most kids, I think their temperatures are even higher than adults to begin with. So then you add a hot, warm car to it, and
and how hot does it get inside these cars? It's probably
with 60-degree weather, it can get over 80, 90 degrees inside the vehicle.
In 60-degree weather?
Yes. We had deaths that happened in November and December.
Wow. I saw July was the busiest.
Absolutely.
The biggest month for the
one child dies every 8 days just in the USA alone, and that doesn't include the tens of thousands that end up in the ERs from heat-related injuries, or a lot of the parents are ashamed to even report this incident.
That's what I said on the phone with him this morning, is how many times do you think a parent has forgotten a child in the car and it never gets reported, and they go to the hospital and they're not going to say, I left my kid in the car.
And now that we've started Sense-A-Life, we have our own friends and family members, even people when I go to church come up to me and say, 2 years ago I left Johnny in the car. It was for a second, but it happens to everybody. They think, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and we're very busy in our lives. And again, it's not always just the parents. Other people watch our children. So grandma, daycare workers, babysitters who are not used to that daily routine.
So I've got to say, makes me sound stupid. I'm going to say it, but I drove my wife's car the other day. And in my car, I don't push a button to turn it on or off. I get in and out, and the fob turns the car on and off. But in my wife's car, standard key, put it in the ignition. I literally went into the mall and left her car, not just the keys in, running. I left it running with the keys in and walked into the mall.
It happens.
And I was in for 15 minutes before it dawned on me, oh, crap, where's the keys? I drove my wife's car.
I did it the other day. I got out of my truck, and I realized I was about 20 feet away from it, realized it was still running.
Running.
Like, what the heck am I doing?
The mind is a powerful tool, but it can play some tricks on us. Just like I said earlier, sometimes we put the cup of coffee on top of the car and we drive off.
Yeah.
Very distracted. It's easy to get distracted. Everyone's so busy. But I looked at it on the break. There's about 18 million vehicles produced in the United States each year. So, I mean, if you could produce if 18 million of these could go in, 18 million units a year, how cheap could you get this down to?
We can get it to dollars, and it's not even about that. We have 4 patents right now on our product, and one is for the standalone device that you see. But also, we also did patents for seamless integration into all future vehicles and to child seats. When you get your vehicle or your child seat, you want it to already be built in, just as a reminder system.
Sure.
We have sensors in our cars for
everything.
Gas
seatbelt,
gas caps, seatbelts.
Do we really need wipers that start on their own? No. I mean, that's not more important than a life of a child.
I agree with that. I mean, this should be regulated. That's why I thought as soon as I saw your product, I thought this is genius. We got to get we got to get some lobbyists going here and make this a requirement.
We have
for
a lot of
$5,
great organizations out there, like kidsincars.org. They're pushing the Hot Cars Act, which hopefully, if it gets signed, will make it mandatory that all vehicles should have this type of technology.
Yeah, it should be. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
Yeah. With the car seats thing, I mean, the car
seats is definitely a easy no-brainer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, a lot of this technology already exists in vehicles. They would just have to use our software, our apps, and just put it all together. Yeah. And we are in talks with a few major auto manufacturers right now. It is a lengthy process, but hopefully we will see some success from it.
If it's required, if it's a requirement, it's regulated, then it'll be, you don't even have to talk to the car manufacturer.
Absolutely.
So talk us through some of the steps that you had to go through in order to get this to market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from the idea. It started with an idea with you and your neighbor. Right?
So it started when our boys were playing together, and he's showing me all the things he's created, from 3D printers to drones. He's an electrical engineer of 20-plus years, and he loves to create things. And I kept hearing about these stories, and I said, Jim, we live in Florida. It's a hot state. It's number 2 behind Texas. We keep hearing about these issues. Why can't we come up with something that's permanent and easy to use? And so we started digging into it. We saw over the last 15 years, anybody from NASA to other, inventors try to make solutions. But at the time, either the technology was not there, or a lot of things they come up with had a lot of flaws in it. So we did our research and decided to go of a way of a permanent solution. We wanted to know that there's a child in the seat and the driver's in there. Not that we just put something under the child seat and then if they go so far away from it that your phone will ring. There's many limitations with connectivity and false alarms, etc. But we want to know that there's an actual child and a driver. And I want to catch the driver immediately as they open the vehicle. I don't want you to get 5 minutes down from the car and then realize, oh, my child's in there. I want you to hear this loud vocal alert in your ear right as you exit the vehicle.
So it alerts you vocally. I see the little sensor here, which we can show on the screen, and you get the cell phone alert. Right.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll show that into the camera there. But that's that's an amazing thing. So we're going to take a break, and when we get back, we're going to dive into the business side of Sense of Life here. We know it saves lives. We know what it's used for, but we're going to talk, like Doug said, as to how did you guys take this from a neighborhood idea with your neighbor to an actual product. I want to talk about patents. When should we get a patent? But before we do, don't forget our in-house photography is Rick Talceda and Lucille, a beautiful Lucille, taking pictures of us today over my shoulder right now. You can find them at rickvisuals.com. That's rickvisuals.com. We're on the Business Happy Hour. We'll be back in just a minute with Fadi Shama from Sense of Life.
I'm Jessica Ettinger, CNBC. Major indexes are all higher. The Dow is up 0.75%, up 192 points. The Nasdaq up almost 1%, up 72 points. The S&P up almost 1%, up 24 points. The FDA has outlined new e-cigarette rules. It's tightening restrictions on fruity flavors to try to curb teen vaping, which has been called an epidemic for kids in the U.S. Even middle schoolers are juuling using cartridges that are easy to hide in backpacks, but become addicted to nicotine at a very early age. A positive durable goods number from the government this morning. Demand for long-lasting goods produced by factories rose in January. That was the 3rd straight month and a sign of momentum in the manufacturing sector. Sonic has half-price shakes all day today. CNBC.
Sarcoma. Odds are you've never heard that word before. For the 40 people diagnosed with sarcoma every day, it is a life-changing word because sarcoma is cancer. Through awareness, advocacy, and research, the Sarcoma Foundation of America is bringing hope to the families whose lives have been turned upside down by a cancer they had never heard of until diagnosis. Please join us in the fight to find the cure for sarcoma. For more information on the work of the Sarcoma Foundation of America, go to curesarcoma.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
From the Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
We look very slow westbound on I-4 from the Selman connected to 275. Still slowing down northbound on 275 on the eastbound east end of the Howard Franklin Bridge. We're heavy southbound on Memorial getting into 275. Still have an accident investigation blocking northbound 49th Street at 62nd Avenue North. And there's crash westbound on Beerset, Florida. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by La Quinta Inns and Suites. If you're traveling for work, make your next stop La Quinta by Wyndham. Their spacious rooms and free high-speed internet makes it easy to work, while their comfortable beds and bright-side breakfasts make it easy to relax. Win at business wherever you go. Book at lq.com.
Hey, are you a plumber in Tampa Bay or know a plumber looking for a great career change? Tampa Bay Plumbers is looking for several qualified service plumbers with top compensation packages between $75,000 and $100,000 per year, offering paid holidays, vacation pay, major medical, and unbeatable work environment. We are the highest rated company because of our plumbers, and we want you to join our team today. Call 813-PLUMBER. That's 813-PLUMBER. Remember, plumbing problems are no problem for Tampa Bay Plumbers.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy and breezy today with a high 82. Tonight, a few clouds and pleasant, low 64. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and warmer with increasing humidity, high 83. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Maaco. You might not be able to get a new car with your tax refund, but you can make your car feel like it's brand new. All it needs is a great paint job. Come into Maaco today and get your dream paint job during their tax season sales event.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. Three reasonably intelligent and ultra successful business owners here.
Very lucky. We're just very lucky.
Or very lucky, very lucky. Not as ingenuitive, is that a word? I don't know. As our guest Fadi Shama here with Sense of Life, but you've got Ryan Pelky, the owner of Tampa Bay Plumbers, and Doug Ford, the owner of Suncoast Roofing Solutions, and myself, Frank Coto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com. We are interviewing Fadi Shama, the co-founder of Sense a Life, SENSEALIFE, sensealife.com. An incredible new device. We've got it up on the screen now if you're watching our YouTube channel. It's a device that will save, well, it saves children, but it saves parents from forgetting their children in these hot cars.
Pets. Yeah, I got to give you credit, Patty, because I mean, most of us think of stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Almost none of us do anything about it.
And it is. It's been a lengthy process. We kind of hit on it earlier.
That's why.
It's been over 3.5 years till we finally got to the market.
Yeah, I mean,
3.5 years to sell it to people.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and we want to thank our parents, families. My wife, especially Jim's wife, for putting up, with us for the last 3.5 years. It took a lot of money and time and patience to get here.
So people want to know that, like,
that's the reason why.
What steps did you take, and what kind of money does it take to get something like this going?
Yeah, take us from the garage to the product.
Absolutely, and it started in the garage. And once we made our first prototype, we actually used our own 3D printer that we made to make our first prototype. And once we started there, and we kind of had an idea. Then we filed for a provisional patent.
Okay.
So the provisional patent protects you from the day you start, and it gives you a year to file a full patent.
Now, provisional patent, is that something you actually file with the patent office, or is that the thing where you send yourself something in the mail?
No, it's through the patent office. It's very cheap if you know any kind of engineering or technical terms. You can do it in under $100.
Oh, wow.
If you have a lawyer do it for you, it can run up to $2,000 to $4,000 depending on the lawyer. But if you can do it like we did, we have an engineer on our team. It would cost us, I think, about $65. So it gives you a year. It starts the clock, and it gives you a year to add on to it. And then within a year, you have to make it a final patent filing, which is more intricate with diagrams, etc. But if you don't, and that window lapses, then other people have the rights to your ideas.
So do you need a working product at the time you do the patent? You don't, right?
You can actually file a patent with just any idea.
an
Just
idea.
say, I want an idea to do this, and you can file a patent. You don't even need it to be even realistic.
Okay, so you got your provisional. That's cheap, relatively. And then within a year, you tweak it out.
Yep.
You get your design finalized, and then
Absolutely.
you file for the real patent.
Absolutely. And we did that. And actually, right now, we're in the final evaluation phase with the patent office 2.5 years later.
Wow.
And a lot of money with 4 different lawyers to get to this point. But we are told in the next 2 to 4 weeks we should get an answer. And if it's an approval, that will obviously help us out in validation and just in general, it adds quality to our product.
So you don't need a patent, but it protects you.
Oh, yeah. If you
Absolutely.
don't have a
Yeah.
patent, someone
So-
can take your product.
So what do you
and
got?
run with it.
100,000 into it?
A lot more than that.
A lot more than that?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
no, just
Yeah.
the patent you have
Yeah,
over
yeah,
100,000?
no, let's talk about just
the
ballpark. The patent.
The patent, I would say, so far, well over 25,000.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So that right there is a barrier, I think,
Yep.
for a lot of people.
Yep.
Because you guys are it's a gamble.
It is a gamble,
Well,
and
a lot of people don't have an engineer. A lot of people don't, so you guys actually had all the tools able to do that.
And it still costs us $25,000
Yeah.
with an engineer on board.
Right.
And we're not done paying those fees
So
still
it
because
costs
there's more fees.
double, triple that if you had to hire an engineer.
It's
Absolutely.
staggering how much that money how much it can cost. I mean, I spent almost $20,000 just getting a simple trademark.
Absolutely, and
So,
and that's another thing that we had to do: trademark, copyright, etc. But even when you do spend this money, nothing in life is guaranteed, as you
Nothing.
guys know.
Exactly.
And most companies fail within 3 years. 99% of them fail within 3 years. So even if you did get it done,
Well, this is
doesn't
the
mean
reason
you're
why
successful.
most people don't do anything about it. You know,
So now-
they
now-
have the idea, but they just don't have the gumption to get it done. And I mean,
And that's why I give
you
a lot
credit,
of thanks
It
to
takes a lot.
our supporters
lot of-
because we've been out for over 3 years telling people about this. And I told you how we got our lucky start. And we were kind of ahead of ourselves. We got the media before we had the product. And
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second because that's a very interesting story that somehow you guys got introduced to the media when you were basically just the idea.
Absolutely. It was an idea, and we started a Facebook page, and I was constantly grinding on, emails, Facebook, Twitter, sending messages to all the local media. Please cover us. We're the parents from Tampa that are trying to save lives. Nobody would do anything, but I kept at it about 18 hours a day. I would spend texting, messaging, and we got our final break, and I remember to this day, it was the first day of spring. I was sitting outside on my patio, Facebooking still, kind of bummed out a little bit. Nobody's responding to us. Nobody wants to hear our story. And then I get a bing from Fox 13, the local station, and they said, hey, we're in your area. Can you be ready for an interview? And I'm like, yeah. So I scream at my wife. I'm like, get the house clean. Let's get the stuff together. So, we're doing all this, and they show up, and the van rolls up, and everyone in the neighborhood thinks like somebody died. Why is the news here?
What do you do to his wife?
I know. And we got that first interview, and it aired 3-4 times that night on Fox 13. And the next day, we were brought into the studio at Bay News 9. And then from then on, it went like wildfire. It got shared on millions of Facebook pages. We were invited on Today Show, Fox and Friends. We've been featured on TechCrunch, People Magazine, Huffington Post, you name them. We've been on there.
So you needed that today.
We needed that today because the coverage was wonderful.
Because the hype was too early.
Absolutely. And they brought the name Sense of Life into people's homes. And immediately people said, it's a great idea. We want the product. But at the time, we were in version 1. We're at version 10 now and finally making it to market. So the sales would have been amazing if we had a product then. But again, we didn't want to just sell a gimmick. We wanted a perfect product that works permanently, and we have a child in our hands that we want to make sure we can take care of all the time.
So what is our advice to the business owners out there or the guys who are in the position of you and they're actually moving forward on this? Should you hold the idea back from the media? Or until it's farther?
So do you think you
it's a
disagree?
double-edged sword?
I think the media is a great thing.
I think that what happened with him is all positive.
Okay.
I think this is a purely licensed play for me. If I was you, that's the way I'd be looking at it.
Yeah,
I agree. It's got to be regulated. It has to be in every vehicle.
I agree.
Period.
I won't
Once
drop any
that
names, so
happens-
we are in talks
yeah.
with two big ones. And we're hoping that we can finalize a deal. They're studying it, and it takes a lengthy process even to just get through the lawyers.
So now that you have sort of the connection with the news, have you ever thought of going back to them and say, hey, now we have the product ready to go? Can I,
Absolutely. I believe it or not, because I have over 9,000 followers on LinkedIn, and most of them are in the media. They constantly message me that for the upcoming hot season, especially if, God forbid, a child does die, they will have a product to share this time, and it's actually selling, and parents can have it. So we are excited. We already have 2 or 3 interviews lined up for the coming months. And this one was one of our great one to get the show started. So
I guess we're doing it right now, aren't
absolutely.
we?
So now that you filed for your patent, you've worked on your additional patent. How did you get the actual product? Did you guys make it yourself?
Absolutely, we made it ourselves. We prototyped, like I said, 10 versions of this till we finalized what we liked. Because it's very costly. The components that we're using in here are very expensive. We only went with quality product, and it's all made in the USA, as you can see. So a lot of these chips, even the battery itself in here, cost us $5 just for a battery.
Wow.
So we did not, skip out on any of the quality. We wanted a perfectly working product. So we finalized the designs. We had the board designers. We had the, just the shapes of it, everything done. And then we sent out for our first production run, which is done locally, and we made our first 1,000 devices. And yes, we could have made a lot more, but we wanted to, test all the kinks, make sure everything works perfectly, beta test it. And we have a few hundred people that are currently testing, including family, friends, to make sure we thought of everything. And currently our app is under final approval in the Apple Store, and Android is coming soon. And once that happens, it's all going to come together and hopefully work perfectly for everybody.
So the app is in beta testing right now also?
Yes, it is beta testing. Over 100 people are testing it right now.
Do you have any more? You have 900 more units that you could sell?
Absolutely. And there are some of them are kind of spoken for. We have people that are partnering up with us in the hospitals that want to provide it to the babies as they're born. Yep. Just like when they test their car seats. So they want to be, provided as an additional, safety for the baby as they leave. And we're working with them to give it to them almost at cost, because I rather, save these lives from the beginning than wait till a parent can afford it, can't afford it, etc.
Exactly.
So now that you don't have to give exact numbers, but I'm sure our listeners want to know, are you in 100,000 range, $250,000 range? What after you're all in? What have you guys spent? You think on something? Like this?
Well over 200,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gives people insight.
Let me tell you, we've been approached by a company 2 years ago that wanted to just design this product for us, and their quote was $300,000 to give us our third version, which is a joke compared to what we have now. It was wires. It looked silly. And that was $300,000. So imagine you had to spend that $300,000, and now you're at this version.
$300,000 just to take your patented design and create a workable product.
Exactly, a retail-ready product.
Not even 1,000 of them.
No,
you're talking about
just the design.
Just design. Not even the actual physical product.
No, just to design it, to design the whole thing, and honestly, that's not including all the media coverage that we've gotten for free. Almost. We were told our 2016 we got almost $1 million worth of free coverage by being shared on so many different.
Well, this
pages.
Right here is $600,000
at least. At least
we're gonna give it to you today for $300,000.
3 easy payments.
Yeah, 3 easy payments. Or 1 unit.
I'll take a unit. I'll definitely take one.
He has a young baby still.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old. So actually he turns 2 tomorrow.
Awesome! Happy birthday!
I have a 3 and a 5.
Happy birthday, Tucker.
And I have a 3 and a 6-year-old, and my partner has a 6 and a 9-year-old. So
so you had an infant when you started this.
Actually, when you see our video that's on YouTube and it's been played everywhere, my wife is actually one of the people in the video, and my baby at the time was the model.
Oh, I had no idea.
And now she's a grown 3-year-old. But
that's a really interesting thing. I mean, by the time you get this thing to market, your kid's not even going to be in a car seat anymore. That just is it goes to that's what has to go in. That's what goes into these products.
And remember, ours works in everything from the baby seat to the booster seat when they're using them at 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yep.
We have the backing of the medical community. My wife is a pediatrician at the local hospital at St. Joseph's, and they are behind us, including all the pediatrics clinics. They can't wait to offer it in their own office.
That's what I'm excited for you. I think this is an absolute no-brainer. I think you got to look at it mass production, mass scale. regulatory, go through. I don't even know who it is, but federal.
But when we get back, we're gonna talk more about where the product's gonna go. And don't forget, guys, it's already the fourth segment coming up. We're gonna do the business tip of the week. We're gonna talk to Fadi about that and give you guys a business tip. I think Doug and I already have a good one we're thinking about. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour, and RickVisuals.com is our photographer. Don't forget, we'll be back in a minute. This is Frank Coto, president of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com, your no junk fee mortgage lender. If you're a veteran and you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, please visit 813mortgage.com today and complete your fast, free 5-minute VA loan application. My team will approve you in less than 24 hours, and we will beat any written loan estimate from any other bank. Thank you to all of our customers who made us the #1 mortgage lender in Tampa over the last 19 years. Call 813mortgage today, and don't forget, you drop the E, we'll drop your fee. Have all the rain and storms this year left your roof unprotected? Do you need an honest, reliable, and trustworthy roofing company? Call Suncoast Roofing Solutions today at 813-283-2544 for a free evaluation and no obligation estimate. You'll appreciate their personalized solutions and no pressure consultants. You can find Suncoast Roofing Solutions on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first.
Hey, are you a plumber in Tampa Bay or know a plumber looking for a great career change? Tampa Bay Plumbers is looking for several qualified service plumbers with top compensation packages between $75,000 and $100,000 per year, offering paid holidays, vacation pay, major medical, and unbeatable work environment. We are the highest rated company because of our plumbers, and we want you to join our team today. Call 813-PLUMBER. That's 813-PLUMBER. Remember, plumbing problems are no problem for Tampa Bay Plumbers.
Andro 400 Max, man, that's a game changer. I don't eat as much as I used to, and I don't miss it, and I don't feel deprived. I've lost 37 pounds, and the spare tire around my waist is gone. I mean, it's gone. Plus, I've got a lot more energy. I couldn't be happier.
Now, listen to what Bill said about Andro 400.
I have tried all kind of different things to lose weight for years, and this thing is crazy. I've lost 20-something pounds. This is the best product I've ever tried. I don't get the urge anymore for sweets. It's amazing.
Guys, do you want to curb your appetite, lose fat, and feel great? Then try Andro 400, the natural testosterone booster that melts belly fat. Call 1-888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com. Andro400.com.
The unemployment rate is at a 48-year low. Most people that want to work are working. If you're trying to fill open positions at your business, you'll have to find your next candidate from the currently employed. iHeartMedia can help you spread the word to 93% of the U.S. population. That's right, 93%. Use this radio station to find your next employee driving to or sitting at their current job. You'll have your pick of the most qualified candidates for any position you have available. We can help. Go to iHeartWorks.com. That's iHeartWorks.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. At Cordell & Cordell, we encourage our clients to participate, to recognize how essential their role in this process is. They've got to be willing to help us help them. And by working jointly in a sort of partnership, we're more likely to get the best possible outcome for our clients. And that's really the standard that our clients can fairly hold us to, is what is the best possible outcome for them. So clients who are facing divorce need to recognize that for them to succeed, they need a partnership between them and their attorney.
By the way, unless you're in Missouri or Illinois, I'm not licensed in your state, but that's okay. Our attorneys in your state are.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Tampa area attorneys. A partner men can count on. 813-884-8888. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Tampa.
Cordell & Cordell, Tampa, Florida. Lisa Cargus, Florida resident partner. Announcers are not licensed attorneys.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday here today, or Sunday morning if you're listening to us on 970. It's been a great show so far. We have the co-founder of Sensalife, Sensealife, Sensalife.com. That's where you guys can check this product out and even buy it now. That's the exciting part about this product. It's Fadi Shama on the show, and we were talking during the break about what would he have done? If he didn't get that little break, is it good or bad to get the break? So I'm going to start the show. We never do this. I'm going to start the fourth segment, with the business tip of the week. And I'm going to let Fadi give the business tip because I think we're going to build off of this. What advice would you give to listeners if they're in a position of thinking about doing something like you've done?
To be honest with you, I don't want to sound too cliche, but it is about hard work and believing in your idea. And when you do believe it and you figure out an idea that you think is realistic and you want to pursue, you have to jump both feet in. I gave up my pharmacist job for 2 years to pursue this, so that cost me my salary for 2 years. It was a hardship on the family, I'm sure, but we did do it to pursue it because we believed in it. And, you can't do something like this where you take it from the beginning stages till the end if you don't do it full time. And I will, I kid you not when I say I spent 18 to 20-hour days from morning till night messaging people till we got that first break or till we made the first news story. And it was, like I told you, it's an MBA education to learn how to do this from scratch, whether it's the marketing, whether it's the outreach, whether it's the engineering, the patents. This is stuff that you may not learn in these books. And it's been a very educational story. But at the same time, it's a roller coaster. One day, everybody wants to talk to you. The next, nobody wants to hear from you. So you have to be believing in your product and never give up. I mean, it's simple, but I just never gave up no matter all the naysayers, all the doubters, and this is not needed, it's not going to do this, somebody's going to copy you, this, that. It never faltered any of us. Our team is very strong. It's been the three of us from day one, and we are debt-free. We have taken no loans out. We've bootstrapped it, but here we are, and we've saved ourselves millions of dollars by doing it this way and being patient. But we all believe in this product, and we know we will change child safety in vehicles for the future globally.
Yeah, wow. I agree with him 100%.
It's pretty cool that you're going to save thousands of lives. That's a really amazing thing.
As a father of two, I can't imagine when one of these children loses their lives.
Oh, God, no.
And I was in Lifesavers in North Carolina just a year ago, and I had the opportunity to hold the hands of these parents that have lost kids. And I can tell all the people that say out there that it's on purpose. I can for a fact tell you it was not on purpose.
Yeah.
These people's lives are changed forever.
Oh, they're ruined.
And I can't imagine being in their shoes, and I don't want to imagine it. That's why, like I said, if we can save one life or even an injury, we've succeeded.
Yeah,
there's the injury thing.
We definitely applaud you.
Thank you.
Your tenacity, it's paid off, and I mean, I think it's a great lesson for all aspiring entrepreneurs out there that are listening to the show. You can never give up, man, and you're going to have bad days. You're going to have setbacks, but you got to dig deep and find that passion inside of you to keep going.
Absolutely, and I think we had him. I think it comes even at a younger age, and I think I've discussed this with Frank in our good old Cutco days.
Yeah, so Fadi, we're just joking on the phone. I'm like, all right, what'd you do way back in the day? Well, back I sold knives for this company called Cutco, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Colton came over and got me for $3,000 on knives. I swear to God, he just got me for 3 Gs.
I sold 2 of
I
those.
bought the biggest block of all the knives you could get. It's like 70 knives.
Ryan one-upped me totally on the knives. He always does that to me. And the funny, it's hilarious that Fadi said that.
This was 20 years ago, before the internet, cell phones. It was door-to-door.
Door-to-door knife sales.
I sold $30,000 worth in about 2 months during a summer break from school.
Well, that's just 10 of Ryan.
Yeah.
Come see me, man, a few times.
And again, it was just a passion that drives
off
us.
of them soon too.
All you need is 10 Ryans.
10 Ryans.
Actually, probably 2 Ryans, because I'm about to have them come back around all the cookware. That's like $6,000.
Absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
nice.
And the shovels and the scissors that cut coins.
Yeah. Oh, I
didn't see my shovel. I saw scissors.
I got the whole thing, man.
I bought the scissors, yeah.
I sold so much during those 2 months that they wanted to offer me my own office, and my mom's like, nope, you got to go get your education.
So Colton, we've had him on the show before. Colton Newborn. If you guys are looking for Cutco, by the way, look up Colton. He's a good guy. He made a career of Cutco. Where Fadi and I decided to go into our careers, after selling Cutco. But I was with him yesterday. He did a knife event. I brought my entire block, the whole thing from my kitchen, and dropped it off, and they're sharpening them. He's bringing them back to me today.
Nice.
So gotta love the forever guarantee.
But let's be honest, it separates the boys from the men. If you have a passion for selling, especially it helped me out in my product now.
Right.
I don't take no for an answer. I try.
It's so easy to sell.
That's what it is.
I think Colt had a good experience or a good story. He basically started at 14 years old.
Yeah,
and he got a coach to teach him how to sell.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, he was really dedicated.
He wasn't even a salesman.
He's a smart guy. I like Colton a lot.
Yeah, totally good. We'll have to introduce you to him.
Absolutely.
You already have the knife, so he can't sell you.
I can show him my shovel.
Show him your. I didn't know I could get a shovel.
Don't tell Ryan that. Ryan's going to get all the tools now, too.
No, I tell you, we bought like $1,000 cookware set.
Yeah.
And they're chipping and the enamel's breaking off of them. You probably have the same, because you have induction cooktop too, right?
Yeah.
You have the same problem with all these enamel coated stuff, cast iron.
Yep, same exact problem.
Garbage, man. It's garbage. It's all garbage.
That's right.
But you got to stick to your guns. You have an idea, you got to go after it.
Yep. So Fadi, guys, if you guys are interested in looking this up, I mean, it's an amazing product. You can get it right now. It's SenseAlife, SenseAlife.com. SenseAlife.com is how you find the product. Fadi, we're going to follow you on this, and if you want to come back on the show down the road and give us updates, we'd love to know.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate this opportunity. And again, part of this is raising awareness.
Right.
A lot of people don't know the effects of just leaving a child for a few minutes. And a lot of them are not really forgetting. Sometimes they'll just say, "Oh, I'm just going to run into Publix for 5 minutes."
Right.
But that 5 minutes can be a danger.
Someone
to this
stops
baby.
them, starts talking to them, and their mind's going the other direction.
And remember, these babies, when they're born, they're rear-facing, and they're asleep half the time, and the parent is tired. So they may forget that the child is back there because they're exhausted.
Yeah, and you don't see when they're rear-facing either.
And that's when these problems happen, is they made the laws to change them to rear-facing.
Right. So, guys, it's been a great show here with Fadi Shama and SenseAlife. And don't forget, if you're looking for a good photographer, we've got Rick Tauseda and the lovely Lucille. It is rickvisuals.com, rickvisuals.com. Guys, we had another great show here on the Business Happy Hour. Next week, we are not going to be in studio. We're going to run one of our best shows, though, for you. It's going to be a surprise, so stay tuned for that one. And then the following week, we'll be back with a wonderful guest, and we'll stay in touch with Fadi Shama of SenseAlife.
Thank you, guys. A great opportunity.
It was a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, guys. And everybody have a great day on the Business Happy Hour. And don't forget, if you need a mortgage, 813mortgage.com. And if you need a plumber, 813plumber.com. And a roof, 888-888-ROOF. We'll see you guys next week.